Do you have several pistols that you want to change out the sights? Or maybe you just need to realign them. It can be expensive to go to a gunsmith, so why not do them yourself? The problem is there's a lot of sight pushers out there that are specific to just one gun. So let's take a look at a sight pusher that won't break the bank, but yet still let you do just about every slide out there that you'll ever want to push. Hey everybody, this is Jason from the Rogue Banshee, and thank you for joining Team Banshee today as we talk about the Real Avid Master Sight Pusher. Now, unlike other sight pushers, this Master Sight Pusher can push both front and rear sights. As you can see here, there's a cutout here for the dust cover of your slide. So that way you can slide this thing in and push a front sight. Now sometimes you get some really tight sights, and that's what I really like about this sight pusher. Right here, you can attach a ratchet to it to get a little extra torque. The other thing I like about it is that, well, if you don't need the ratchet, you got a nice big handle that you can get a good solid grip. So that way you can put some torque on there. Now other sight pushers I have just this little bar, and well, it digs into your hand. This thing is nice and soft. It's got some rubber coating onto it so you can get a good grip and you can really get a good crank onto that sight. Now you can push flat and angled sights, both front and rear. And to change this thing, you just turn this, and right there, you just rotate it around and you're ready for the next set of sights. And then bring it right back into place and you're ready to go. So what makes this so unique is that it doesn't use a shoe to hold the slide to it. And what I like about that is that I don't have to buy something when a new slide comes out. I'm just ready to push it. Now shoes do a really good job at centering your slide into the sight pusher. Now how they combat that is they have these lines that are engraved right into the sight pusher. And what you can do is use that to center your slide, because you can physically see where it is on these lines and just know that you have it exact. Now the one thing I like is that they have a ruler here on the back side. That way I know if I'm coming down level onto the slide, because if it's cocked and I start pushing a sight, I may actually damage the slide by having that sight pusher crash into the slide and scratch right across. Now the sight pusher comes with an expansion kit that includes this plate that allows you to push thinner slides, such as this Glock 43. It also has some steel side clamps and a steel top clamp. And then they give you these little stickers so that way you don't mar up your slide. Now once you have your slide in here and you have it squared up, you'll just screw down this top hold down clamp. That way everything is completely locked into the sight pusher. I pushed both SIG and Glock sights with no problems. This thing worked really well and there was no binding. Now when you're using a ratchet, you want to make sure you don't exceed 200 inch-pounds. And what they do is they put a sticker right over where the ratchet goes to remind you not to do that. If you exceed 200 inch-pounds, you could damage the actual sight pusher. Now this sight pusher does have some limitations. It's not for slides that have had their sights put in through a hydraulic press. For instance, the Springfield XD. Those sights are just an absolute nightmare, and you may have to cut them out. I've had problems with other sight pushers and those sights. And Real Avid has a listing of other slides that are not compatible with the sight pusher. Now a couple of things that I would like to see on this sight pusher is, number one, these little thumb screws can be kind of a pain because of the handle. It's not awful, but it's just kind of a pain. I really wish that they had like something here that I could put a screwdriver into and then lower this with a screwdriver. The other thing I wish is these side screws also had a way that I could use a screwdriver on. Overall, this is a really good tool. It does its job and it does it really well. With a couple of small refinements, I think this thing could be absolutely awesome. But let's hear you in the comments down below. Now I have some content for you right over there. Make sure you check that out because you're just going to love what comes next. Thanks for watching. Hope you're staying safe out there and look forward to talking to you again soon.